Back in my Google Cloud days, I consistently won awards for my ability to break into Greenfield accounts, ingrained in the competition, in that case, AWS or Microsoft Azure, who were both ahead of us in the market. And I was doing it in the competition's backyard, selling into Seattle, where Amazon and Microsoft have their headquarters. To put how competitive the scenario actually was, selling into Seattle, I remember meeting a CEO of a SaaS company who said he met with Satya Nadella, the CEO of Microsoft, the week prior. Talk about steep competition. But I ended up cracking the code to outbounding, and in that time at Google, I became the cold email king. I ended up putting together a presentation called Breaking into Greenfields Like a Boss, and I presented it to SDRs and field sellers at Google Cloud, and even to channel partners that co-sold with Google. In this video, I'm going to share a real-world email example from that presentation, Breaking into Greenfields Like a Boss, where I got a meeting with the CMO of Sur La Table. The goal is to show you an actual example of an email that got a meeting with a large enterprise company and a brand that we're probably all familiar with, and to extract the principles that made the email effective so you can apply the principles yourself in your own outreach. If you guys enjoy this video, hit the like button, share it with more people who could benefit from the message. And if you're someone who's looking to break into tech sales, or an SDR who's looking to take their outbounding to the next level and get promoted to AE, check out my Tech Sales Accelerator collection of courses, and particularly the SDR Success Blueprint course within Tech Sales Accelerator, linked in the description of this video. I put 2 years of effort into Tech Sales Accelerator and poured all of my experience at Oracle, Google Cloud, a startup, and interviewing the top thought leaders in B2B tech sales on my podcast. Feel welcome to check out the course and email support@techsalesaccelerator.com if you have questions. And if you're not ready to make an investment like that, stay up to date with this channel. I'm going to keep pumping out as much value as possible to help you win in tech sales and in life. All right, let's dig into the real-world email that I sent to the CMO of Sur La Table that got the meeting. The email subject line was "Corresponded with Billy." And the body of the email went like this. Beth, my mom bought me a macaroon making class for my birthday in Boston years back, and I went into the class skeptical, but came out with a big smile, a bunch of macaroons, and even made new friends on the train ride home, sharing them with strangers. I'm reaching out because you spend over $2 million in Google Ads, and we work with similar organizations to turn that data into insights that improve attribution and the ROI, or return on investment, on your marketing dollars. We help marketing departments answer questions they could never answer before, like what percentage of Google ad spend leads to in-store conversion. Do you have time to discuss the key attributions you're trying to make and the questions you could be answering about your customers that could help you better serve them and increase revenue? Best, Chris. So let's break down the principles at work in that email that made it effective and led to the meeting. First off, I used the most powerful email subject line that you can use in B2B sales, the name drop. The name drop guarantees responses. It makes things so warm. And in this case, I said "corresponded with Billy." I had to put in legwork to get to this point, including email corresponding with Billy, the CEO. And the fact that I had corresponded with the CEO, who's the highest level person at the company, carried a lot of weight. When you're targeting enterprise companies, there's many people that you could be talking to, and you should be multi-threading and going wide and deep. Once you get a hold of someone, even if they don't specifically tell you that you can reach out to a specific person and reference their specific name, the fact that you corresponded with them is helpful, and it's really not doing any harm to say that you corresponded with someone at the organization that the person you're reaching out to would likely know. And again, in my case, it was helpful that I was able to reference the CEO, who is the top dog. Now, if you do get a hold of someone at the organization that says, "I'm not the right person, you should talk to this person," ideally you ask them for permission to reference them, or even get them to send a warm email. And another great variation of the name drop subject line is "Billy referred me to you." But obviously you want to be careful with that, because if Billy didn't say specifically to reach out to Beth, then you probably want to keep it high level and just say "corresponded with Billy." The second thing I did that worked is I told a personal heartwarming story related to my experience with Sir Latab's product. When reaching out to a company, it's a pro move that will win you points when you can call out that you're a customer of that company. You obviously can't do this for everyone, but particularly when you're reaching out to a CMO at a company who's responsible for the customer experience, they're going to really appreciate that warm personal context of you being a customer. And the way I told the story was real, it was kind of funny, and I think that humanized me. I also showed that I did my homework and I was aware of their $2 million investment in Google ad spend, and this created a further warm synergy, not just at the personal level in terms of how I related to the product and my experience with it, but at the organizational level. Collectively, what I'm doing here is relating like a rock star, which is one of the principles from that presentation I mentioned, breaking into Greenfields like a boss. I'm essentially communicating, hey, you're spending $2 million with us here in this other line of business. Let's talk about how we can expand on that, and let's grow our partnership. I also tailored the messaging to highlight specific positive business outcomes that we helped support that were relevant to the marketing department. I wasn't talking about business problems we solved for other lines of business like IT, but I was tailoring the conversation to speak the lingo of the marketing department, throwing out words like attribution and return on investment on marketing spend. And I got even more specific and concrete with business problems we solved relevant to marketing, like understanding what percentage of Google ad spend leads to in-store conversion. The more specificity and relevance of your messaging as it relates to the specific department you're reaching out to, the more they're going to think, wow, this person gets my world, I want to talk to them. And finally, this is subtle, but I embedded value into the way I framed my ask for the meeting. I implied that they would come away from the conversation with new insight into how they could better serve their customers and grow revenue. All right, well, that was my real-world email that got a meeting with Sir Latable, and I hope that breakdown was helpful so that you can go out and hunt your top targets in the enterprise space and get more meetings that lead to bigger pipelines and bigger paydays for you. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Really want to have you as a part of this community, and I want you to stay up to date. And make sure to subscribe to my Sell More, Live More newsletter, linked in the description of this video if you haven't already. You'll get some free resources in exchange, like cold call scripts, an interview checklist, a 90-day SDR Success Plan, as well as a mini course on salary negotiation. And of course, check out my Tech Sales Accelerator program, which I launched and I'm so excited about. It delivers a complete blueprint to breaking into tech sales, landing an SDR role at a company you love where you're set up for success, and accelerating your path to account executive so you become a six-figure earner. To your success in tech sales and in life, happy selling and happy living, and we'll see you in the next one.